Hi everyone, Dr. Jeff back with this week. Hope you enjoyed our video last week. I know Magdalene's got another great video topic for us this week, which is
the rotator cuff. So the rotator cuff is a group of muscles around your shoulder. It helps keep your shoulder together and it provides stability. It also causes a lot of motion with your arm.
Yeah, the rotator cuff is made up of four different muscles. You have the supraspinatus, the infraspinatus, the teres minor, and the subscapularis. We call them SITS for short, S-I-T-S. For supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, and subscapularis. And as I was saying, it kind of keeps your shoulder joint together. Your shoulder is a very shallow ball and socket joint, and that allows lots of different motions going around, and it kind of keeps it together, provides some of these motions. And the rotator cuff can get damaged, especially those people doing lots of overhead sports or golf, even sleeping on it. Your shoulder can get damaged and your rotator cuff can be involved in getting injured. So one thing we really want to do with a shoulder, the sore shoulder, is we want to make sure we diagnose it properly. So coming in and getting it diagnosed properly so we know, which muscle you've injured. The extent of the injury could be a full tear in the muscle, which may require a consult to a general surgeon, even though they don't like to do surgery much on this anymore. They like to rehab it. To partial tears, to tendonitis, to tendinosis, to calcific tendinosis. The whole idea is we have to diagnose the problem first, and once we diagnose it, that's when we kind of set up a plan to get you better.
Absolutely. So depending on how injured you are, we'll start you out with some gravity-resisted exercises. So one of them here is with your thumb pointed down, you'll bring your arm up, and this is to work your supraspinatus muscle. Another one we'll do is at your side, pulling backwards. This is for your subscapularis muscle. And this last one here, working a couple different muscles. So externally and internally rotating your arm will work your teres minor and your subscapularis muscle. And this one as well, working that subscapularis.
So this is called draw the sword. So you're actually starting your knee and you're coming up. Again, your thumb pointing down. And this is going to be working the supraspinatus muscle. All right. Then we get to a door frame. You wrap around the door handle, and we're going to get in and work the subscapularis and the teres major this way here. And then we get in and we can put our arm in here, and we're going to do external rotation, which Magdalene mentioned is for the teres minor and the infraspinatus. And then if you come in the opposite way, and now we're going to do internal rotation. Ideally I should be staying this way, but for demonstration purposes we'll do this way. It's coming in and turning it in, and then again this is going to be your subscapularis. So there's your supraspinatus, your infraspinatus, your teres, your subscapularis, your rehab exercises for those muscles. So when you're doing these exercises, it's important, we want to isolate which muscle was damaged. So you may not be doing all these exercises at the same time. We might just give you specific ones to balance it out, because we want to make sure this side is going to be equal to this side to make sure you're balanced. Also, doing resistance exercises, we actually have different colored bands, and so the yellow is kind of the beginner band. Red is a little tougher. You get to blue, and other colors gets a little harder to pull. So we can actually increase your resistance exercises by changing different colored bands.
All right. Can push-ups also be used?
Yeah, so the next thing we could probably do, if you want to move on from that, some people like to do push-ups. Again, it's gravity assisted. You don't need any weights at home to do anything. And depending on which position you put your hands, so you can start with your hands turned out as a little more supraspinatus, and here's a little more teres infraspinatus, a little more, and here's a little more subscapularis. You can kind of change your hands and the different directions and isolate the muscle a little more. You can also start push-ups. You can start doing them against the wall. You can do wall push-ups. You can do them with your knees on the ground, doing simple push-ups. You can do them on a gym ball. You can do just your straight military type of push-ups. So depending on how strong that rotator cuff is and how your shoulders are, we can graduate you to doing some simple push-ups. So rehab for the shoulder is not that difficult per se, as far as having to have gym equipment and a gym to go to. You can do most of the stuff at home.
Awesome. So if you like what we talked about here today, make sure to like this video. Also comment if you have any questions you want us to cover. I'll do some research on that. And as always, at Goldsworthy Wellness,
we got your back.
back.